You ever watch a loss that somehow feels like a win? That's what last night was for the Golden State Warriors. A game that didn't count in the standings, but may have changed the future of the franchise. Before we dive into what just happened, the breakout, the mistakes, and the promise of something new, make sure you subscribe to Eerie Glow, Golden State Warriors News. Hit that like button, turn on notifications, and join the family that lives and breathes Warriors basketball every single night. Because what we saw in Sacramento wasn't just a random November matchup. It was a glimpse into tomorrow. The Warriors went into Sacramento with almost everyone sitting out. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, all resting. Demantas, Sabonis wasn't even suiting up for the Kings. On paper, this was supposed to be one of those meaningless mid-season games. A night where the bench gets some minutes. The young guys try to survive, and the result doesn't really matter. But basketball doesn't care about scripts. Sometimes, the quietest nights write the loudest stories. Because on this night, the 56th pick in the NBA draft, a kid named lRichard decided to make himself unforgettable. From the opening tip, there was something different about him. No nerves, no hesitation, just rhythm, confidence, and pure shot making. Richard exploded for 37 points and 3 assists in his first career start, but the numbers only tell part of the story. What made the arena buzz wasn't just a total, it was how he did it. 4 of his 5 three-pointers were heavily contested, shots that only fearless scorers take and few actually make. He looked comfortable under pressure, smooth against physical defense, and dangerous from everywhere on the court. His release was quick, his footwork balanced, his eyes steady. He wasn't hoping to make the shot. He expected to. For a player taken near the end of the draft, that kind of composure is rare. It's not just confidence, it's maturity. lRichard didn't look like a rookie trying to survive his minutes. He looked like a player announcing his arrival. And it wasn't only offense. His defense was sharp, his rebounding active, and his off-ball movement surprisingly polished. He read space like someone who studied the Warrior system for years. He cut, rotated, screened, and moved the ball with flow. He didn't force plays. He elevated them. That's what caught the coaching staff's eye. Because this wasn't just a hot shooting night. It was the kind of performance that forces an organization to rethink its future. In one night, lRichard went from the 56th pick to possibly the next piece in the Warriors' evolving backcourt. A player who could reshape how this team plans for life after Curry, or even how they build the second unit around youth and movement. But Richard wasn't alone. While he stole the spotlight, another young Warrior kept the ship steady when the game got messy. Moses Moody. The thing about Moody is that his game doesn't shout. It whispers, but in all the right ways. He's the kind of player that makes coaches breathe easier. When the Warriors went cold or turned the ball over, Moody was there to bring balance. Smart shots, smart passes, smart decisions. Nothing flashy, but everything solid. He played like a veteran trapped in a young body. His confidence wasn't loud, but it was constant. And that steadiness earned him comparisons to Kevin Looney, a guy who built a career out of being reliable. The nickname's already spreading in the locker room. Steady Eddie. Because when chaos hits, Moody doesn't panic. He anchors. In a night defined by youth, his maturity shined. Then there was Jonathan Kuminga. With the veterans out, everyone expected Kuminga to take the reins, to be the leader, the force, the tone setter. And for stretches, he dropped 24 points, grabbed 9 rebounds, and dished 3 assists. His aggression in the paint, his energy on the boards, it was all there, but foul trouble haunted him again. Every time he started to find rhythm, a whistle stopped him. It's a recurring theme. Kuminga still defends with his arms instead of his hips, reaching instead of sliding, trying to overpower instead of anticipate. It's not lack of effort, it's inexperience. And it cost him down the stretch. His final possession of the night told the story. A chance to take a potential game-tying 3, but a moment of hesitation, a split second of doubt, and the opportunity was gone. Those are the plays that define growth. Painful, but necessary. Because Kuminga's learning what it means to be the guy, not just a guy. Meanwhile, some of the veterans who did play struggled badly. Al Horford went 0, 4, 7 from 3. His defense was still there, but the mobility wasn't. You could see his timing lag. a half beat behind. Pat Spencer and Buddy Hield also underwhelmed. Shots clanked, passes missed, rhythm off. The difference between experience and energy was visible, and for once, youth outperformed wisdom. Sacramento, though missing its stars, still had experience to close. Dennis Schroeder was relentless defensively, pressuring the Warriors' backup ball handlers into mistake after mistake. Without their usual creators like Curry or Draymond, the Warriors' offense looked rushed. Schroeder's energy forced turnovers. DeMar DeRozan attacked mismatches, and Russell Westbrook, in true classic Russ fashion, finished with near triple-double, his energy dragging the Kings across the finish line. The Kings veterans knew how to win ugly. The Warriors' young players learned what it takes. That's the story. Because even in defeat, the lessons were real, visible, and valuable. When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard didn't favor Golden State. But the mood wasn't disappointment. It was discovery. Well, Richard looked like a future starter. Moses Moody looked like a foundation piece. Jonathan Kuminga looked like a leader in training. And that's what this night was about. Not wins and losses, but becoming. After the game, reporters asked Steve Kerr about the performance. His answer was simple. We lost a game, but we learned who's ready for the moment. And that's the kind of statement that sticks. Because when the Warriors talk about their next chapter, the post-dynasty era, the rebuilding through competition era, nights like this are the blueprint. Now the focus shifts forward. Next up, the Denver Nuggets. A cup game. Nikola Jokic. Jamal Murray. A real test against the defending champs. The challenge will be massive, especially if the veterans are still resting. But that's okay, because the Warriors' goal right now isn't just to chase wins. It's to stay near .500 through November, to stay healthy, to build chemistry, and most importantly, to grow. Steph Curry will be back soon. Draymond's leadership will return. Jimmy Butler's energy will stabilize rotations. But what the Warriors saw in Sacramento might change how those rotations look when everyone's healthy again. Because now they know Will Richard can play, Moses Moody can lead, and Jonathan Kuminga can carry stretches. If he keeps learning. This loss didn't sting. It inspired. The kind of night you circle on the calendar, not for what it cost, but for what it revealed. Because every dynasty, even one as iconic as Golden State's, eventually needs its next heartbeat. And maybe, just maybe, we heard it tonight, in the rhythm of a 56 pick who played like he's been waiting for this his whole life. If you believe in what this team is building, if you see the promise of youth, the hunger in these moments, then show it. Hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and tell me, what did you see in Will Richard tonight? Is this the beginning of something real? Because for once, even in defeat, the future of the Golden State Warriors looked brighter than the scoreboard. And here's the key takeaway from the channel. Delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.